volume. I got everything.
You put your back into it. You did it. So I wanted to talk to you about because I was getting, you know how I'm wired. I was getting a lot of messages around you, and I just wanted a minute to say that those big emotions and the big dreams and God's delays aren't God's denials, you know. And that mind of yours never stops. I know that too. Have your dreams been really super vivid, like almost like downloads?
It's interesting that you say that. Yes, yes, absolutely. And continued in through the morning in a way that I can't let go of them. I journal
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Thank
And
you.
it's not typically like this,
No, it's
at
a
all.
whole new shift, buddy. Even for me, it's wild. Like
Yes,
the
it is wild. It is wild. It's a
it's
whole new
like you and I
shift,
are
right?
used to a 40-watt bulb, and they went, "Oh, here's 120."
Awesome. Yeah, great analogy. Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly the energy, right?
Yeah,
That's being tapped into here, and that's how I kind of feel with a lot of things, with a lot of good things, a lot of
yeah.
positive aspects.
Every single person that's in your life right now is either there to teach you something. I'm a big believer that there's things you can learn from people that you know you shouldn't do. You know, they're a great example. I won't ever do this. And then you have another example of I like to aspire to be that.
I hear you.
And you're going through a lot of that right now.
Yeah.
And I feel the love of your boys. Is it your boys? You have boys?
Yes.
Okay.
Just to share a picture or something with the boys. So many things I always love doing with them,
Yeah.
and though my time with them is valuable because it's not, you know, I don't get it all the
Is
time.
one more emotional than the other?
Oh yes.
The one, okay. I don't want to give away too much, but the one right now is calling you. Do you know what I mean without calling you?
Yeah, of course.
Heartstrings. We'll call it
Reaching out and
heartstrings.
looking at me for affirmation, for
Mm-hmm.
those confirmations, and
Yeah.
whether that be over the shoulder or asking for my presence more, and also hey Jemmy, and thank you Ed Bobby Shadow for subscribing. But
Bobby
this is
Shadow is
my
one of my favorite people, by the way.
ah,
He's a
that's
hoot and a
great.
half. He's a hoot.
It's when you share something like that that makes me even happier to hear. And this is
Well, there's there's a linkage with you that's
Andrew's
beyond
my
this.
younger, more emotional one here.
Yeah, but this isn't the first connection soul wise. I might be. I don't want to get too deep with your audience, but so, we have soul contracts. So in another life, one of your children might have been your dad, and in another life, one of your children might have been your mother, and in another life, might have been your brother, or it could have been your enemy, or it could have been when things we don't work out in the past life, they come back, and the characters don't really change that much. If you this is really for some people absolutely wackadoodle. I totally get it.
It's all
But you
good.
and but you and I vibrationally are very similar. You're just a younger man. That's it.
I absolutely connect with everything that you're saying. I think it's something that I was kind of raised with, to understand that our actions, our thoughts have ripples, and they just reverberate, much like the energy, much like the wavelengths that we uh, intentionally or inadvertently put out there. Um, much like a lot of people, and I appreciate everyone sending support here. Thanks, Sarita, for joining in,
Yeah.
and Michael, too. I appreciate that.
The the people
SFTEXP
in the
too.
comments Have you
Mhm.
felt the energy shift since we've been together? Because what happens is if you got another, I was almost said loony, um, if you got another vibrationally harmonic person together, what it does is it heightens the vibration in the room, and then your heart chakra opens. And as soon as I came in here with you and we saw each other, my heart just went like this. And then I thought about your son, my heart opened like this. And I know that the last couple of weeks have been a shitstorm.
Yeah, well, it has been. It has been. It's been quite a couple difficult times leading up to the holidays because for someone who's going through some of the things that I've been going through with regards to my family, you want
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that your children are always in the best possible circumstance and they're at the forefront of every single one of your thoughts.
Yeah.
So, I have so much. They're always every smile is what validates my actions. Everything that
Yes.
all that suffering, all of the happiness that comes along with it, it makes me feel all right at the end of
Yeah.
it.
You
And
you want to hold space for them where they feel safe and loved and nurtured. Like relationships are like gardens. They have to be nurtured and maintained, especially
I
ones of the heart.
I'll just say to anyone who's maybe doesn't agree with me inviting Michael on right now, I understand where you're not typically accustomed to me having anybody on my channel, but it's my pleasure having Michael on here right now because I really think that a lot of what I draw upon as an artist and as a musician is when I get in deep touch with these thoughts and these emotions that are on the table right now.
It's a soul
So,
connection, right?
exactly.
With the universe. So what he's doing is he's trying to align his frequency. So when you align your frequency, that's when you're right. That's when you're creative. That's when your highest self reveals itself. That's when the pain body leaves for a few minutes. So I said for a few minutes.
Mhm.
And then you're in that blanket of ecstasy of all knowing, all feeling, all experiencing. And we have moments of that. Like when you're with your friend the other day, you could tell that
Mhm.
there was a deep love that you two have for each other, respect. And he is a deep thinker, and I knew that vibrationally. And I also got from him was kind of like, who the hell is this guy? But also
I feel
intrigued.
you. Yeah.
But also intrigued, like, okay, proceed. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah,
Yes. Yes. And I think he would appreciate and agree with you. And I've known him forever, so you struck the right chord.
and he's
Um,
gifted on many
absolutely. And
levels, not just
and he's
music.
intuitive.
Oh, I
That's
know he
the
is.
thing.
Huge.
Um,
He's linked like you.
it's something special when you could recognize that in another person and you could appreciate it and build off of that synergy and hopefully make some things really good and an opportunity for people outside of whatever is there. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really look forward to maybe working with my buddy Rick again and getting him at least I know he's on Habs now, so that's a good start.
Well, you guys energetically mold well, and your voices blend well.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
sure.
it's the spaces between the notes that are as important as the notes themselves.
Yes, yes. Agreed, agreed.
And
I,
that's you and him. That
I think,
synchronicity.
yeah, yeah. I think that you picked up on that. I think that that's something that we couldn't deny, even as young men, as teenagers in our high school. Um,
And he knows you,
and
right?
he
And
does.
you
He
know
knows
him.
me
And you
through
know
and
him.
through.
Yeah. The
And
good, the bad, the ugly, the yeah,
he does.
yeah.
He accepts me for that. And you know what? The funny thing is, and this goes to Lorenzo's comment with Jesus Christ and God and everybody. for their beliefs and my approach to spirituality with agnosticism and energy and wavelengths. But you know, I genuinely feel that if we just tap into it, if we experience, if we use our senses and objectivity to pick up on the things that are just inherently around us, that we could appreciate that much more. And to say
Yeah.
something like that at this point in time, I'd like to focus on thankfulness, because there's so much to appreciate. You know, there's so much to be thankful for, like having the opportunity to be on here on this platform and speaking to individuals like yourself and opening up perspectives that people like myself or others that are in the chat may not have considered, and just being able to share something in person like I did with my buddy Rick, who I haven't played with. We didn't get too much time at the show, you know, so we
Hmm.
got to jam after hours and do that, and that was so much more meaningful too.
What
So
was
as
the
much as
connection with that Tracy thing that I got? I didn't fully understand it. I think it was the word. It was true. Was that the last name of somebody? Was it Tracy that I said?
oh okay, so there's it's confusing. So to shed some clarity on it, there are actually two, not one Rick. There's actually two Ricks in my broadcast. So one of them is named Rick Tracy,
Okay.
and that was the lead guitarist
Mm-hmm.
who's in the Total Zeros band that I have. But the guy who was performing with me at the After Hours night show on Haps for the rest of that evening, his name was Rick Meeker, the meek guy, the
Okay.
meeker man.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I kept getting the name over and over again, that energy from the Tracy had affected you in a positive way. There was a beautiful connection there.
Absolutely, and that's a wonderful, and a
But
new
that's the
person.
power of residual energy.
Absolutely, he along with the new bass player in that other band has been such a
Hmm.
bastion of good energy and positivity and hope. You know,
There's
Ooh,
morphing going on there, isn't there?
yes, a lot of
A
growth.
rebirth,
Yeah,
morphing,
yes,
new
thank,
directions, some clashing of egos at times, but
yes, yes,
okay.
definitely,
Okay, that's what
all
I'm
of that.
getting. Okay.
Yeah, you got it. You got it for sure. That's
Yeah.
what happens, and that's what's going to keep happening. But it's really, the trajectory is quick. So you know, with us, it's been a steep kind of move.
It takes friction to make a fire,
It does, and we,
and that's what you're doing.
yeah,
And we sometimes have to step away from what is control for the greater good,
yeah.
or the best piece of music.
I think even Springsteen said something like that in "Dancing in the Dark" when he
Yeah.
said, you know, you can't be afraid of. I can't remember the precise lyrics, but he said, you know, if you want to make a fire, you kind of gotta make
You
a
need a
mess.
spark. Yeah,
Essentially, you
yeah,
know, you gotta
yeah.
do what you have to do. Can't be afraid of things burning down.
That's-
Thank you, Gemma, for tuning in, and I appreciate you being here until damn near the sunrise. Uh, I hope that I wish the best for you and your family, especially your son. Take care of you, and have a very happy Thanksgiving. And also to anybody who's tuning in here and celebrating, it's officially Thanksgiving over here
Yeah.
in New Jersey on the East Coast. So I'd just
Mm-hmm.
like to wish everybody, on behalf of myself and Michael, a very happy, wonderful, love felt, high energy Thanksgiving that gives you everything that you could continue to put back out there in the universe too,
So
and to reciprocate.
2022 for you, many of the doors once thought to be closed forever will open again.
Wow. You say something like that to me, that's, geez, that carries a lot of weight to it, you know.
Yeah. Well,
But
it's not my words. just the messenger, buddy.
I
Just the
believe you.
messenger. Yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah. I'm just a speaker. That's it. The current comes through. That's where I got the name, and I verbatim had to. The way it works is you read the pocket of energy and you have to decipher it. And that one I kind of heard it first, and then I just repeated what I heard. And they wanted you to hear that, and that was supposed to be. There's something within that rattles you, and they wanted that.
That's good. That's good. But I'm open. I'm open minded, and I'm going to be strong. And unfortunately, as much as I can be open for some people in my life, the fact that I have to be this rampart, this castle for my sons, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that
Well,
means
you
that
are. They
is a
do what
guard.
you do. They don't do what you say.
That's very well said, dude. That's so true. So true.
Children do what you do, not what you say. And a lot of parents say, "Do as I say, not as I do."
That's classic. Hell yes.
Yeah,
Hell
just a
yes.
play on words, which is just energy, right?
Uh huh.
Um,
That's
there's going to
right.
be in the new year 2 offers. Don't be
Uh,
don't be so gung ho to not see the forest for the
gotcha.
trees, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Be
Yeah.
patient. And I think that's the one thing you need to work on in the new year is just be patient. It's all going to unfold. And I know you've been waiting a long time for many things.
You're right. You're right. I've been carefully calculating and investing in certain things, and
Yeah. You're the miner who's been digging and digging and digging, and you're about to give up, and the diamond's just a couple feet away, but you're not aware of it.
it can be so close sometimes,
Right.
but you can't lose faith. If you do,
Yeah.
then all of that was in vain,
Yeah.
you know?
But this is part of the momentum right here. You having alignment and the knowing, and you're beginning to get the knowing. I have no idea what that means. I don't want to say that. Okay. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, good.
Does the word anointment mean something to you?
Anointment?
Yeah. What does that mean to you? Because that is not a word I would ever use. But
I think being raised in like a Catholic school and also heavy on all of that, it's like a rite of passage, I would say.
okay, so that does work for you because that doesn't work. That was the word I did. They
Yeah.
kept okay. I kept hearing that word and I'm like, that's not a word I use. Like, and then I
So it would
sometimes say,
definitely be like, to
yeah,
me at least, it would feel like somebody would be. To me, it seems like baptismal, but that's exactly the application with regards to a context in my life, rather than anybody else. I can't speak for
I
that.
got a name for an album for you would be Rite of Passage.
I feel that.
That would be successful. There's simple and potent. I felt that. Whoa, did I feel that? Woo!
Does Geez, I'm reading some chat here. Does the talk later?
We should let you sing. We should let you sing. Because you and I could get lost in here, and I don't think they're gonna. Do you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I really enjoy our conversation. I do. I must admit, I always have the tendency to get lost in a moment and be um, spontaneous.
That's
So,
the best way to live, buddy. That's the
uh,
best way to live. It is.
yes,
That's where the juice is found. It really is.
exactly. Exactly. Thank you for appreciating it and for being flexible with me and being willing to jump on the cast because I've been asking you too to connect at some time. So let's definitely plan more time to connect too in the future and some topics that we could talk about as well. I know that I have some things I'd absolutely love to share with you, some stories,
Mm-hmm.
long stretching stories that I would love to just you know
Remember
bring
the
to the
number
forefront.
4 for next year. I keep getting 4 with you over and over and over and over again.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and when you were young, did you ever want to have 4 children? Was that ever a
Um,
thought?
you know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what four could be.
Well, I'm getting be careful.
I I think four could also be banned, though. That could be tough.
Well, 4 is going to come up over and over and over again next year. Maybe even 44. But
Oh wow.
that number's going to keep coming, which is a Masonic number, by the way.
Oh wow. Yeah, you piqued my interest. I love
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
about things like
If you
this. I
wake
want
up at 444, then you're fully aligned.
I just do. You're right. I like learning about that, and I'd be absolutely open minded and interested in discussing that more too. I I think that there's more to be understood there too. So thank you.
Yeah, but you're being used or shot through a tube, like a bullet in a barrel. And once it gets velocity, you won't be able to stop it. So you're going to have to just surrender to it. And the things you want, you're going to get them, but there is a cost. And some of it will be privacy.
I felt like that a lot in my life, and I agree. However,
Hmm.
I do also think that the cost and the sacrifice that comes with it, um, that's the path that we take, right?
Are you okay with being a producer more so than the front man?
Absolutely. You want to know my some of my favorite dreams with being a
Hmm.
producer is being able to be that kind of a thing for my son, and or sons both, and saying, hey, you know, I enjoyed so much of this in my life. I'm
Hmm.
happy that I could finally share some of that with you, and then maybe you can enjoy that much more because of it.
Well,
I didn't have anybody to roll out the carpet for me to do anything like that. I had a grandfather who taught himself the guitar and himself English, and
hmm.
then taught me, and through tradition. So it was unorthodox.
Yeah.
And I think for that reason, I really appreciated it just a little bit more because it was that much more personal.
Yeah.
And when I do introduce it to my sons, it's always on a connecting on a personal level. I have at least 16 to 17 years of early childhood experience and
Hmm.
teaching principalship and consultants in the state of New Jersey
Yeah.
and in the contingent United States of America as a curriculum consultant.
I
And
see you being old and gray in a studio working with younger artists.
yeah,
That's
I
what I
like to
see.
inspire people and teach people
And
too,
and
for
I
sure.
see you being just lit and loving it. Like the way Quincy Jones gets lit when he makes stuff.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's invigorating to just get people to see a fire burn.
Yeah, we'll see the potential
Exactly.
within themselves to be able to heighten that flame. The middle name, what does that mean to you? The middle name.
Oh,
Okay, that's why they kept asking me. Okay, the middle name.
I don't have a middle name.
Okay, because I kept
I'm the
going.
only one in my family who doesn't have a middle name.
Okay, because I got told over and over again, ask him about the middle name. There's something about the middle name, and I was like, I don't want to ask about the middle name. And then I heard that it's the middle name.
Yeah, I'm the
Yeah,
only one in my family who was never given a middle name. And when I gave my sons middle names, they had more meaning than their first name. Yeah.
you know what's funny about the middle name, and I don't know if this is true, but I got there was a fight over 2 names.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Um,
and they couldn't make a decision. So it was
Dean
either going to be
Alexander wasn't supposed to be Alexander, it was supposed to be Xander, but I said Alexander. And then not only that, but Andrew John wasn't supposed to be Andrew John. It was supposed to be John Andrew, but it ended up being Andrew John. And yes,
we're
badges
doing
were
a lot
rendered
of
in
word games here today and spinning of names.
yes.
So that's just like playing with energy. That's all that is.
It is, and it's funny how we refer to people regardless of what they're named as what their energy is in the moment. Like, for instance, if you're intimate with someone, you might say babe or honey. But the second you get pissed, you're like referring to them by their first name. Like, hey, so and so, hey, Rebecca, hey, whatever this is, like,
You
hey,
know the
Mike.
song I Got a Name?
But that sounds like it's right on the same cloth that we're talking about right here.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Do you know the guy that did Bad, Bad Leroy Brown?
oh,
Baddest
yeah.
man in the.
In whole
Okay.
damn town, Trump
Okay.
and old King Kong.
Right. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Okay,
So,
yeah. So he wrote I Got a Name. And I
nice.
got strongly after you said I don't have a middle name that you need to listen to that song.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Jim Croce. And he had
Oh,
a
of course.
treacherous life. Treacherous life. Like horrible.
Writing it down now.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Obviously, as you can see, this is what I live for. So, song ideas and building off of that. Yeah. That's awesome.
I got it right here. One sec. But
Yes. And that badges. The
his
cool
heart
thing
is
about those.
bleeding. His heart is bleeding in that song.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And he didn't show that side of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Really, he wasn't. He wasn't a terribly open dude. He liked doing fun songs more than he did really deep. And when he did deep songs, he sounded
Yeah.
more like Cat Stevens than he did Jim Croce.
Yeah.
There you
Cat
go.
Stevens, you said. There you go. Nice. That name got a name. Singing bird and the croaking tip.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, it made it very natural. Made it sound like it's like a God-given right to be referred to as who you deserve to be distinguished. Yourself as who you are.
He was starving and he had to drive truck to feed his family.
Damn.
And then when he did make
Huh.
some money, he made some serious money. The record company absolutely jammed him. And then his wife, I believe, had to fight for 20 years and finally got the rights to his songs.
Wow. 20 years.
Yeah. I think he died in a plane crash. Plane or car crash, I can't remember. It's very sad.
Reminds me of the day the music died, too. But that wouldn't
Yeah?
be too far
Oh,
from,
yeah. Yeah. People don't
of
realize
course.
that's what that song is
Frankie
about.
Valley, Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Huge.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Was the Big Bopper on there too?
I think, wasn't that, or I remember watching the movie recently,
I
actually.
can't remember, but he was the one that went, baby, that's what I like. You know, with the
Yes.
wiggle and the talk, but it was more like talking.
It's a groove.
Yeah,
He did
the
the
Big
talking
Bopper.
like
It was kind of sexual
better
for
than the
the time.
Fonz. Yeah,
It was kind of sexy. It would have been kind of risque at that time.
it would have definitely been. Yeah.
Yeah, because it had the innuendos in it. All right, you go play music. I'm gonna go to sleep. I will continue to pray for you
Thank you, and
for
Michael.
alignment.
I hope that we could connect again sometime soon.
Hmm.
Thank you for always sharing your energy, your positivity, your
Yeah.
love, and your unconditional support. And don't hesitate. If I think you already have all of my information, but it goes without saying that
Yeah.
we'll be connecting. So
The other thing I want to leave you with, and they kept saying it over and over again, less is more.
You're right.
Less is more.
That's a
Okay.
beautiful way. That's a beautiful way
Bye-bye.
to approach this. Thank you, Michael. Peace and love. Thanks.